We're made to believe that we're invincible, but it's not until you're faced with really difficult times and you realise that life is precious.
Adult male trauma.
He's got a partial degloving of both hands.
St George's, ETA 10 minutes.
He's got head on into a bus.
Almost totally amputated. I'm not joking.
We're always so busy.
Well, they're open 24 hours, 7 days a week.
St George's, London.
Welcome to the madhouse.
One of Britain's busiest A&E departments.
Right, CT are ready.
We need 2 units of O&A now.
OK, this is really time critical. It's our job to look after you and worry about you.
That we're going to find out what's going on with you, OK?
Thank you.
A place where life...
Success.
Love...
She's all right. She's all right.
And loss unfold every single day.
Love you.
Filmed across one 24-hour period, these are the stories of a nation and its health service.
Brave little man.
I'll never fully understand how people manage to get through one of the worst things they've ever had to deal with in their life.
God, I can't believe this has happened. So brave, isn't it?
You see people from every single walk of life, and it makes you realise the common threads of humanity far outweigh any differences.
I was 18 when I got married the first time. I was with my ex-husband for 19 years. We had 4 children. After that, I was a bit of a girl for a while. I went out with a lot of different people. I didn't really want to get into a relationship. I just had decided I was going to be on my own. And then Mo came along. Nice to know that somebody wanted me enough to go against everything.
Hello, St George's A&E. OK. Thank you very much. Severe sepsis.
Adult male medical priority, ETA 10 minutes.
A 43-year-old male is being rushed to St George's with suspected sepsis.
We just need oxygen. When we hear that a patient is coming in with sepsis, it's time critical.
Lung CA, hyperoxygen.
Sepsis, if left untreated, can eventually lead to multi-organ failure. Depending on how severe the infection is, a patient can deteriorate within minutes.
Patient should be here within 7 minutes.
The man's wife is travelling by car to the hospital.
All of a sudden I heard a bang sort of thing, so I came in here to find that he'd thrown himself nearly off the chair. He was sweating, his breathing was laboured. It had all changed within 10 minutes. Mo didn't ever moan, and when Mo said that he didn't feel well and that yes, he would have an ambulance, I know that he was ill.
OK, so...
Hello.
Hi. So this is Mo.
Okay. Hi, Mum. Hi.
He's 43.
Yeah.
An increased work of breathing, increased secretions, bubbles and crackles. It's just sounding quite chesty.
Okay.
Extensive past medical history, including history of lung cancer, MND.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Motor neurones is completely debilitating.
Sorry, sir. My name is Roa. I'm one of the nurses, OK? Can I just have a little look at your arm here?
It comes out in different ways with different people. For Mo, his legs started to get weaker until he couldn't walk. His arms, he'd lost the use of those. He couldn't communicate verbally. He couldn't do anything himself.
I'll just bring your arm out.
It is horrendous. It robs you of life while still leaving you completely compos mentis. You're trapped in your own body.
But it feels hot, doesn't it? You've had a temperature.
Doctors must stabilise Mo before referring him to the medical team.
You need to give you this for the moment. It's just going to help your breathing, okay?
Mo's wife and full-time carer Kelly has arrived at St George's.
All right, you're awake again now. How are you feeling?
It's got worse, hasn't it? It's quite quickly.
Really trying hard.
I was worried sick. His lung function seemed to be getting weaker. But I didn't think at all that this would take him. Mo was a fighter and he was strong, and I was sure he would get over this.
I can just about see you smiling between all that equipment.
Resus doctors have referred Mo to the medical team after he collapsed at home earlier today.
What's been going on today?
He started this coffee and he couldn't clear his secretions, and he just said he didn't feel well, it wasn't right, and that's not him.
Not him at all.
No.
All right, Mohammed. My name's Holly, I'm one of the doctors. I'm going to do a blood test in your wrist. It can be a little bit sore, so I'm sorry.
I met Mo in 2002 in a nightclub, actually, at 7 o'clock in the morning. Mo was 26. I would have been 40. I was betting shop manager, and it was the World Cup, and he was there with a load of his friends watching the match, and he kept coming up asking questions. And I mean, he was an attractive man, a bit cheeky, lovely physique. He said, actually, I keep coming backwards and forwards because I actually wanted your phone number. And I looked at him and I said, no. I said, you're nearly young enough to be my son. I don't think that's going to happen. He just pestered me for the rest of the match backwards and forwards. So in the end, I gave up and gave it to him. Eventually, we met up at the pub opposite where I worked. He was just funny, he was nice and very attractive. So I thought I'd died and gone to heaven.
Dr. Kelly can't come to the rescue this time.
Mo was born in Uganda, and he'd always said that his dad would probably arrange his marriage. And he didn't think he would be able to say any different to his father. So we had an agreement from the beginning that there wouldn't be any I love yous. It would never go any further than just having some fun.
That came on really quick considering how you felt at home. At least you're not coughing now. Oh, what was that to prove me wrong? Think it was funny, did you?
A couple of years into our relationship, it was firework night and we were watching the fireworks out the window, and he just put his arms around me from behind and just said, you know I love you, don't you? And I said, yes. I said, but then you know I love you too. So I said, but what happened for the no I love yous? I thought we weren't supposed to be doing that. And he said, I just think it's too late for that. I said, well, what about your dad? And he said, I'll have to tell him. You're what I want, and that's where I want to be. And then we were married 6 months later. I remember the registrars telling me that Mo was the most nervous groom she'd ever seen. And he was sweating like anything.
You've been very lazy. You've only got one eye open. Or is that your attempt at a really slow wink?
He got on very well with my 4 children. He would play PlayStation, he would play football, and he loved them all an awful lot. If you asked Mo if he ever wanted children, he said no, he didn't. He had 4 already. And it did make me feel, yeah, very, very secure.
It's all right, darling. They've got everything under control. You're going to be fine.
post in the comments. Hello, A&E, can I help? An X-ray of your what, sorry? Bear with me one moment. I'm sure you just said, is it possible to come in so I can have an X-ray for my dog? What?
You said yeah.
I went, hang on, I'll put them through to urgent care.
Urgent to UCC, please. Urgent to UCC.
Dodges. 20 foot. All right, thanks. Adult male, trauma call, ETA 15 minutes. Hello, hi. Can I please have an adult trauma call in your recess? Yes.
A 47-year-old man is being rushed to St George's after falling from height whilst fixing a billboard.
This is the trauma, yeah.
Dr. Adam is preparing the trauma team for the patient's arrival.
20 foot of a ladder is quite far.
When someone falls from a significant height, it can result in injuries to the major bones of the limbs and the spine.
LAS trauma?
Yeah.
We also need to be aware of internal bleeding and bleeds within the brain. Falls from height can be serious, they can be life-threatening, and at times they can be fatal.
Can't believe it's 20 feet.
The man called his friend whilst waiting for the ambulance.
We've been friends over 15 years. When Davey rang me, I was actually in the middle of a park walking dogs. He said, Keith, I've fallen off the ladder, I've broken my leg, I'm in a lot of pain. He'd fallen in between two fences and no one could see him. So luckily, he had his phone with him and it didn't smash, so he could actually ring the ambulance. I've seen how high he goes on some of the ladders. You wouldn't get me up that high, and there's not a hope in hell. It's awful.
This is David. David is 47. This afternoon he was working on a billboard just clearing some of the trees around the area when the ladder slipped from underneath him. We think the left femur has landed on the curb, the edge of the concrete, and the top half has landed in the bushes. We've sort of semi-pulled it, so we haven't been able to put a proper traction splint on it.
Ob's all right en route, yeah.
All good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Let me have a quick chat with him, get him CT 15 minutes, yeah? My name's Adam, I was just up at the head. Did you land on your feet?
Yeah, but it's the pain in my thigh.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get you a couple of CT scans, mainly from the waist down, all right? Just to see what's broken, see if you've got any internal bleeding from the fall or anything like that, and we'll do that in a couple of minutes' time, all right? Let's get primary done, cannula in, blood's off, we'll get a scan.
We're just going to do a quick blood test, David.
Airways patent. You feel pain here.
Somebody who's landed on their feet, we're worried about injuries to the long bones and injuries to the spinal column. Therefore, a CT scan is extremely important.
On three, everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, good job. Scan the whole lot, yeah, in one.
Breathe in and hold your breath.
Broken?
Femur definitely is. I'd be impressed if it wasn't.
Does that count as segmented as well?
A break of the thigh bone can be life-changing for the patient.
We'll finish now, okay?
It can often result in a long period of rehabilitation, which takes a massive toll on someone's life.
1, 2, 3. Oh.
Well done.
Well done, David.
As a mate, you're worried, aren't you? You know, he's not going to get paid. You don't know really what's going to happen.
Majors, I'd leave it as an hour. UCCSS, 1. Minors, 1.
Okay, this is going to be disgusting. Could you scratch underneath that arm?
No.
All right, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I met Tom in 1981 at a Halloween party. There was this very, very loud man in a Native American outfit with this incredible headdress. I was dressed as a fortune teller with a crystal ball. You know, if I had looked into the crystal ball, I might have seen what was going to happen, but I didn't. We actually had a lot in common. I was a diplomat, he was a diplomatic correspondent, and he was just so funny.
James.
Wrong name.
I thought he was a little bit too heavy, and I thought he was a little bit too bald, but he was the person who stood out in the room.
I wish you could have looked a bit more pathetic, though. We could have gotten to the head of the queue.
I thought he was looking really pathetic.
You are the most pathetic one here.
I came home from work one day, and he was sitting in the sitting room, completely drunk on Baileys. He asked me to marry him. I said yes. So it's all Bailey's fault. We have 2 children, Kimberly and Christopher. Tom always wanted children, and he was the happiest man on the planet. It was a really nice life, but little did I know that that was going to be the good years.
I'm tired.
So am I. Tired of being sick.
I'm tired of you being sick, too.
Sorry, Doug, I got a quick temperature. Is that around your tummy?
Yeah, it's all right.
That's all right. Close your mouth. Thank you.
Doctors now have the preliminary results of David's CT scan after he fell 20 foot from a billboard. It shows a serious fracture of his thigh bone.
He's got a really nasty femur fracture.
Something dislocated.
The femur is the largest, longest, and strongest bone in the body. It's required for normal mobility. Therefore, when a femur is broken, it almost always requires surgery by pinning. But firstly, you've got to think about how you might stabilize that broken bone.
Hello there. Well, not really, no. Keith, my thigh bone snapped in half. No, I think I got the fuck. I've had morphine, everything.
When I first met David, we were both married, but he got divorced, and a few months later I got divorced. It was a hard time for both of us, but it did bring us closer together because obviously we're going through the same thing, so we could talk about it. We helped each other through it.
You have to bring the bloody dogs down for me. When am I going to see them next?
We do most things together because we are single. We haven't got someone there at the end of the day to go home to, so we go out on weekends together, down the pub. We phone each other up, I don't know, 2-3 times a day just for a chat, really, to stop you getting bored.
I'm going to have to put some money in your account. You're going to have to grab me some dog food if you can, because I was going to get it this week.
People do say we're like an old married couple, but he's a good mate, so grow old and grey together, I don't mind.
When are you next house sitting? Right, okay, no, my mum's going to come up now. She's bringing a bag up, she's probably sat in mine. Right, Keith, couple of things, right? First thing, go into my house, yeah, get my tablet, just keep hold of it, yeah? All right? Because my mum's as nosy as hell. It's on my bed, so just take it and keep hold of it just now.
Everybody calls him a cheeky chappy. He's just got that grin, hasn't he? But he is a genuine guy when it comes down to it.
No, I was doing the greenery. I was cutting the stuff above it. I mean, I'm out of action for months and months now. Yeah, it ain't that. That's it. I think that's the end of my work career. I really do. Yeah, I fucked everything up. I can see I could be in here for weeks. Right. All right then. I'll call you soon. Bye.
We'll take you through a few X-rays.
Doctors will now take x-rays to assess any other damage to David's leg ahead of surgery.
We're going to come up with a plan. Right. All right. He's been doing his bill posting for, 25, 26 years. Oh, he didn't take any exams. He left school, I think he must have been 15 and went straight to work.
Okay. Would you be happy for me to sort of lift your ankle up?
Okay.
So lift it up now. Deep breathe.
He's definitely a grafter. He'll go out about 5:30 in the morning, not get back till 5, 6 o'clock at night. He's got to be doing something. He can't sit still.
Right, so we're all finished then.
Not working, that'll worry him quite a bit. Obviously, he's self-employed, so he's not going to get any money off his firm. He's got to pay his rent and everything, hasn't he? God, how are you going to survive?
I'll see if I get you some more painkillers.
I'm going to be going down for surgery probably, aren't I?
It looks like it. I think that's what they're all discussing now, but it looks like it, yeah, so...
Talk about 0898, they put me on Bumblebee. This guy is like 28. Scaffolder keeps messaging me. Here he is. Oh, very young. I mean, he's nice looking, don't get me wrong, but 28, no. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt.
And the mug.
And the mug, yeah.
How are you feeling? Okay. You've no pain or anything like that? No.
Over 2 hours ago, Mo collapsed at home with suspected sepsis.
I don't really know what this is, love.
Medical Registrar Holly has just received the results of his blood test.
His bloods look like he's got a bit of an infection, probably coming from his chest with the symptoms that he's having. I don't think he's had a chest X-ray yet, has he?
No.
Well, we'll get someone to do that. Any other medical problems?
Well, he's got the epilepsy from his accident.
And when was that?
It was 2002. He was in a coma for 4 weeks. We hadn't got that long into our relationship when he had his accident. I was going away to Ireland for a few weeks with the children, and he had said that he was going to Cambridge with some friends to go clubbing. Well, the next day he didn't phone, and I thought that was a bit strange and it worried me. His house phone just kept going to answer machine, his mobile phone wasn't working. We hadn't been together that long, so I left it there. Eventually, when I came back to England, a friend of Mo's rang me and said that Mo had had a car crash and that he was in a coma, and his friend who was driving had died. I didn't know what to do. And he said, well, it's your decision, but if I was you, I'd go to the hospital. So that sort of made my mind up.
Mohammed, have you got any pain when I press here?
His feet are always very tender, always.
The doctors spoke to me and they said that they didn't know what the extent of his brain damage would be. Maybe you want to think about walking away now, if you're not that close. But I just knew I wouldn't walk away. I knew I wouldn't. It didn't even occur to me to walk away from it. I walked in and Mo was in the coma and started just talking to him. And he opened his eyes. He always said to me, I didn't know who you were, I just knew I wanted to be with you, and I knew your voice. And then it was fun and games. The doctors caught him trying to undo my blouse. But they were laughing and said, at least his coordination's there, And he got out of hospital an awful lot quicker than they thought he would get out of hospital.
Do you need anything?
No, I'm fine. Now I've got some water here, it's fine. Thank you. It took a good couple of years to get over that, to being back on his feet. He found a job. He got on with life.
And what about London? Is London forever?
Again, I don't know. I think I thought when I moved here I'd meet the one and then it would all just fit. That's why I came here, because there's more men. I thought London was a big love island.
I was like, if we go by numbers, there's literally more men in London than there is in all of Ireland. Like, come on.
More competition is
More
actually what it is.
competition, yeah.
People who work here are lucky because they know when they're leaving.
Yeah.
Tom is waiting to see a doctor after injuring his arm earlier today.
You don't like being touched as much as I do you?
What?
You don't like being touched as
No,
much
I
as
don't like being touched at all.
You like it.
We've been together now, like in dog years, it must be about 300, because we've always worked together, so we're always in the same place.
Thomas! Oh my God, I forgot your name.
When Tom had been a diplomatic correspondent, he said the thing that would have helped him was if he had known what was going to be happening. So we started this business, which was Future Events News Service. It told the media what would be happening so that they knew where to have their cameras and their reporters. We did that for probably 25 years. We've never really had an idea to slow down or to retire. It kind of morphed into the life we're living now.
Okay.
Hello, Thomas. I'm Danny, one of the doctors here. Heard you've hurt your arm.
Okay, well, the full story is I hurt my arm about 5 weeks ago.
Okay.
They decided to do some tests and discovered I have myeloma.
Okay.
So I'm supposed to start chemo
Okay.
on Friday morning.
Right, I see.
Myeloma, it's a blood cancer which affects the bones. There is no cure for it. It's incurable, but it is manageable and treatable. There have been a lot of tears, a lot of hugs. Today I misjudged the height of the table.
Right.
And as I sat down, I banged the lower part of my arm, and I fear I've broken it again. That's what I fear.
Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to examine the whole arm.
Yeah.
Can you push your thumb against my thumb?
Ow! Push up here.
Okay. Am I okay to just undo some of your buttons to have a look from this side?
Yeah,
Is that
sure.
okay? Have a quick look from the... That's causing you pain, is it?
It's right there.
I think what the best thing for us to do today is to repeat the X-ray. I'll be back.
Just keep your arm down. Just keep it down. Just keep your arm down. Okay, there you go. Life was going along one way, and then you get this terrible news, and you think that that's it. And then you adapt to the new normal.
Now, dear sir, pop yourself in this chariot.
Hopping is beyond him at this point. He's not hopping right now. I do feel pressure to keep a brave face with Tom, but to be honest, it's not that hard. You know, you can kind of push to the back of your head all the things that worry you at the middle of the night.
David, you know your clothes that they cut off? What, do you want me to just throw these in the bin, or do you do it like shot? Yeah, is that all right? I'll chuck this all away, is that all right?
David has a broken femur after falling 20 feet from a ladder at work.
That's really displaced, actually. It looks even worse than that.
Doctors now have the full results of his scans. They reveal further fractures to his ankle and heel.
Often in A&E, we will stabilize and splint a broken bone. It helps reduce significant blood loss. But if somebody's broken multiple bones in the same limb, that becomes a lot more difficult to manage because you don't want to put pressure on an area of the limb that's already been broken. He's got a calcaneal fracture, an ankle bimalleolar fracture, and a femoral shaft fracture as well. Although we often think of bones as a hard material, in actual fact, they're filled with blood vessels. That's why when a bone breaks, it can often result in gradual but significant bleeding.
Your chap's a bit hypotensive and he saw him bleeding.
How do you feel? Faint?
Yeah.
You don't feel breathless now?
No.
He's just bleeding into the femur, basically.
Given that we know he's got a fracture,
Yeah.
a big bone fracture and plenty of space to bleed into,
Yeah.
we should give him a unit of blood.
Yeah, so let's do that and do a fast scan and stuff, yeah. If you cannot stabilise that broken bone, we need to treat the bleeding aggressively by making sure there's enough blood in the system until we can stop the bleeding with surgery. If he gets worse, we'll code red it.
You should get to theatre. We're going to give you a unit of blood.
He means the world to me as a mate, to be honest. He will do anything for you. He normally gets the brunt of whatever I've done wrong, basically. I'm a dog walker. I've been doing it for 6 years now. Last year, I lost about 6 or 7 dogs in about a 3 or 4 week period. Through no fault of my own, people moved away, a dog died. So my money went right down to basically zero. Wasn't covering my bills, my rent, anything like that. But luckily, Davey helped me out there.
Okay, right, the blood's all gone through.
Right.
David, how's your pain?
It's not too bad.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'll see if you had paracetamol, like a baby paracetamol running through your arm. Let me see if you had that in there.
For me to go, oh my God, I can't work anymore, to him saying, Keith, I'll lend you the money. It was a bit emotional for me. I didn't tell him that.
You know about this guy going hypotensive? I mean, his blood pressure's much better now, just 89 and 60.
Doctors have stabilised David's internal bleeding. He'll now be taken for emergency surgery on his leg to prevent a potentially life-changing injury.
A friend is more valuable than a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It doesn't often happen, but me and Dave are probably about the closest you'll get. Friends can be soulmates. There is nothing I wouldn't do because of what he's done for me in the past.
I think while you're in here, Mo, you just need to get as much rest as you can.
Hey, it's Dio from Races. We have a chap in Races 5 waiting for a chest x-ray whenever you manage, okay?
Medical registrars have ordered scans of Mo's chest to determine if he has an infection on his lungs.
Thank you. Thank you, bye-bye.
After his accident, gradually things went back to normal. Until 18 months ago, he started to have problems. He was doing a lot of decorating at the time, and he was finding it was very hard to use his hand. So the doctors asked for him to go into hospital to have some tests done. His was classed as rapid onset motor neurones. She explained then that he probably would only have a few months to a maximum of 2 years. He He never let it rest on his shoulders. He never let it take over. He always smiled. He always laughed. If there was nothing that could be done for him, then he couldn't see the point in spending his time in the hospital. So we cancelled all hospital appointments and just started on our own from home.
So we have a little sit forward, Mohammed, and
Sorry,
there's
Mo,
going
just
to be a
gonna
hardboard
lean you
behind your back.
You just go day to day, dealing with everything that's thrown at you. But it's a cruel disease. Really, really horrible. No life for a young man.
X-ray 37. Breathing. Okay, breathe on me.
What I missed most was him being able to put his arms around me. Because we were always so physically close, and Mo was touchy-feely, that is something I miss more than anything else. Him coming up behind me and just cuddling me or stroking my hair when he walked past, and I didn't have any of that anymore. So that was hard. Don't realise how much you miss it till it's gone.
Still coughing. What's the matter? I love you.
Oh, my bum hurts. But you don't see me complaining. It's right here. It's right there. Oh, stop.
Dr. Danny has the results of Tom's X-ray.
Yeah. Oh, hi, I'd like to chat to you about a patient. Actually, he was seen by your team recently.
6 weeks ago, he was diagnosed with myeloma, a cancer which can weaken the bones.
She's having a long conversation. A diagnosis of cancer focuses your mind beautifully on what is important. You've learned overnight that you have a sell-by date. Before you get something like this, you think life's just going to go on forever. You realize that every day is important, and just how important family and friends are.
You know how I can tell you're not well? You've been here for 3 hours and you haven't read anything.
No, I can't concentrate. Eileen is a pillar of strength. Her attitude is that she's going to keep me alive until they find a cure. And that's her job. So I get cancer-beating meals. She's taken extremely good care of me.
Hello. So I've just been looking at your x-rays.
Yeah.
Clinically, I think you're almost acting like you have a new fracture.
Right.
I'm going to get you a fracture clinic referral so that you've got that to take to the fracture clinic, okay?
Oh, thank you very much.
That's all right.
Okay.
I really wish this hadn't happened to him.
I don't think I'm going for a walk tomorrow.
From the day I met him, we've been together all day, every day, and I just can't imagine a quiet house without a giant man stomping around in it. And you know what? I don't want to imagine it. Until I have to face it, we're just going to get on with it. He's eating a lot more turmeric than he ever did. And I'm drinking a lot more Prosecco.
I'm going to get a good night's sleep. Yeah, you're laughing. I deserve one. Otherwise you can go home and I'll come into hospital and have a sleep. No?
Dr. Holly has received the results of Mo's X-rays. They show an infection on his lungs.
So So Mohammed, we just need to treat the infection in your chest. So get some antibiotics into you for the next sort of 24 to 48 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
And then see how you go. What's the home situation like? So
It's just me.
just you. You do everything.
It's tiring.
Oh no, I bet. It sounds like you're doing an amazing job.
I don't know about that, but
Are you lifting him on your own?
I have to. There's no one else there. I'm no Florence Nightingale. I just wanted to try and make it as good for him as possible. And there was a lot that needed to be done. But he didn't get fed up with things, he didn't get depressed. And I thought, well, if it's happening to you, and you can keep smiling, then why shouldn't I keep going? It did take you away from the personal side of the relationship and more into the caring side, but that's what he needed.
Alrighty, okay, so once we've got somewhere a bit more comfortable for him to go.
Right. Okie doke, that's perfect. Did you hear what she said? A little bit of shadowing on your lung on the left-hand side, which is probably infection. Mo was always the one for me. And if you genuinely love somebody, then automatically fall into place. And I'm sure he would have been there for me if I'd have needed it too.
Are you okay, Kelly?
Yeah, I'm fine. Done this many times.
Yeah.
Mo will be taken to a specialist ward, where doctors will continue to monitor and treat the infection on his lungs.
We're gonna go now if that's okay.
Being a carer for someone you love is a very demanding role. It can be harder for the carer than it is for the person that's unwell.
Ready?
There's this expectation that you have to do the best, and sometimes you just have to remember that you're human, and you know you can't do everything perfectly, but you can try your best. You just hope that you can give someone the same care that they've once shown you.
You do realise how hard it is not being 100% able-bodied.
Sky, Reggie!
Keith helps out a lot with the dogs. Since my accident, he's walked them for me every single day. I'm looking forward to being able to be up and walking normal again. How long, I don't know, but it will come.
Now you can see. Hello.
In lots of ways, it's better than it ever has been because you kind of value things differently. We certainly appreciate each other more, and you know, we're having fun.
I just want to lead a normal life. That's why, or as normal as possible. I've had to slow down, but you know, I'm 70. You'd expect to slow down when you're 70.
Cheers, Prost. Bottoms up.
They were taking him through to Richmond Ward, which is where he then stayed for the next 6 days. They said even with all the treatment he was having, his lungs weren't reacting and he was just getting worse, not better. I put my arm under his neck. I just said to him, "You know that I love you, don't you?" And he nodded. And I said, "And I know that you love me," and he nodded. I said, I think now you're tired and you need to close your eyes and get some rest. You've been struggling enough. He just smiled, closed his eyes. That was it. It was gone. It just doesn't seem possible that one person could suffer so much. But we had love. And what else can you want? We were pretty lucky.
Now that he's not here, do you feel like, you have to live life for him?
No, I have to live life for me. And he would have wanted that.